So this is very nice, a purple cone flower, right? And people different parts of the plant, flower, roots, stems, and so on. Let's get back here to the list of headings and get back here. Where to buy? Okay, of course section A and section B have already been solved, which is why it's absolutely important to cross out these letters here, or these numbers. So VI, which is I think 6, here it is, and XI 11. So section A and section B have already been done for us, right? Very gracious. Next, native ancient use. All right, let's see if we have ancient use here. Earlier applications, maybe. Origins of the term, no. Early research, how snake oil was first invented, use of echinacea, modern evidence, or earlier applications, perhaps. All right, where to buy? Let's check again. Early research, no. So earlier applications, that's C. So section C takes a B. All right. Remember to write this number. Don't write 5. 5 is wrong, right? So you need to write it in this format, the Roman numerals, please. Next. Section D, settlers quickly picked up and then mayor sent samples, proof of echinacea plus business maybe. Earlier applications is done. Growing, what snake oil contained, where to buy the best echinacea, no. Early research maybe. The first time were settlers first. How snake oil, no, they were talking echinacea, new locations, modern evidence, no. So early research is the answer for D7. This is done. Let's take a look at paragraph E now. As modern antibiotics became available, the use of echinacea products declined, and from 1940s to 1970s, it was pretty much forgotten in the USA. Europe. So, what are we talking about in Europe here? Where to buy snake oil growing, Europe, new locations. The use of echinacea in new locations. So, E is IX. Right? Next. I'm just going to cross this one out. F. There is no evidence it is effective against snake bite. Dr. Mayer would be amused if he could come back and see modern science put his herb. He might not be surprised that science has confirmed role as treatment for wounds or that relieving arthritis. Both claims Mayer made for the herb. He might though be surprised to learn how there's lots of benefits here and medical possibilities, but they are mostly about modern research here. So, modern science. Okay? Let's get back. Science. Where is science here? Or modern science? Maybe modern evidence of the effectiveness of echinacea. Right? Of course, they said there's no evidence to curing snake bite, but other diseases, yes. G. Echinacea is a dry prairie plant, drought resistant, pretty tolerant of most soils. Does good or does best with soil with plenty of sun. Plants are usually grown from seed, sometimes available from nurseries. Echinacea is distinctive perennial with erect hairy spotted stems up to 1 meter tall. Flower heads like roses. So he's describing the echinacea plant. And of course, he tells us how to grow it in a good soil with plenty of sun. How to grow it maybe, or description. Where to buy? No. What snake oil? contain growing echinacea. How to use the echinacea plant? They didn't say something about using, but they mentioned something about growing it. So the answer here is growing echinacea. And finally, H, they were talking about the stems and leaves and other companies. So here, most European used liquid concentrates from top of plants. USA has been from the roots, home grower. Dig them up in autumn after the tops have died back, wash them and dry and so on. So this is definitely uses of echinacea. H is how to use the echinacea plant. I. Okay, so we have finished this part. Let's see how many minutes we should have spent. Yes, we should spend about 15 minutes doing the last few exercises. All right? The ones about the snake oil, correct or wrong, plus reading the text. Let's do it. Let's do this one. Snake oil sellers believed their product was effective. Did they believe that snake oil was effective? Let's see. I think it was the first one. What is snake oil? Risky business like theft. Was almost as risky a business like cattle stealing. You might be run out of town if a particular medicine, as you realize it would, fail to live up to its claims. Consequently, the smarter snake oil sellers left town before their customers had much chance to evaluate. So the smarter snake oil sellers left town. So this is false. All right, next. Most people in the Wild West mistrusted snake oil. Now, they weren't talking about this one at all. The first paragraph was, what is snake oil? The second one was, how risky a business was it when people find out? And then they were talking about echinacea and how maybe they said if snake oil didn't just contain water, it contained dangerous materials. But some of the ingredients are actually true, like echinacea. Right? So most people mistrust it. I would say not given. Some snake oils were mostly water. If you take a look here, this one, the remarkable thing, those that weren't harmed with water could be positively dangerous. All right? So some were mostly water. Very easy. Okay. Yes or true. All snake oils contained echinacea. All snake oils contain echinacea. They say one of the ingredients, if you remember, one of the ingredients, not all, is, or at least their ingredients, most of them are plant-based. Most of the ingredients are plant-based, and one of the ingredients is echinacea. So there is absolutely no chance for echinacea to be in all of the snake oils. Echinacea has been proven to kill microbes. What's microbes? Here, to cure snake bite, to eliminate a host of other ailments. What about microbes? By the way, all right. So here, first we were talking about surprising things about snake oil, how they appeared. You were talking just about the history. Proof, every American home calling bee stings in no. Europe continued to make extensive use of it. Like what? Commercial plots. Is extensive concentrate made of the juice, tops, but back. put into ointments, liquids for internal and external use, products for injections. Modern science, you might though be surprised to learn how echinacea is proven to be an effective weapon against all sorts of diseases, particularly infections. German researchers has used it successfully to treat a range of infections and found it to be effective against bacteria and protozoa. By the way, I'm really sorry. I seem to have forgotten to take the lower part of the page. Protozoa has a number next to it, if you can see it. Okay, and the literal translation is a type of microorganism. Okay, a type of microorganism. This is the thing being said here, a type of microorganism, right? So this is so the answer absolutely right. Arsenic or is that false? But echinacea has proven to kill microbes? True. What about the highest quality echinacea is grown in America? They have not mentioned anything about this one. And more than one part of the echinacea plant has a medicinal use? True. Definitely true. Let's check our answers, shall we? First one, snake oil sellers believed their product was effective. False. Not given. True, false, true, not given, true. And the paragraphs, here, C, D, E, F, G, H, okay, 5, 7, 9, 5, 7, 9, 10, 3, 4, 10, 3, 4. Very good. All right, I'm not saying very good to myself, come on. But you will see that if you read the paragraph, okay, if you read the paragraphs somewhat carefully, right, I'm not telling you to memorize every word of it, but read it carefully enough to understand the main idea behind every paragraph, you will find it easy to look for the information you need. Now, on to the listening. By the way, just give me a moment. This is listening section 1. Right. By the way, I have made a small mistake in the first session. Things were a bit hectic, which is why I have answered one of the questions incorrectly. If you take a look at the part with someone applying for a seminar, a student applying for a seminar, and is asked to deliver a short outline, 300 words, along with his CV and so on, you will see that I have chosen one of the answers to be $120 for a single day of attendance for this conference. Okay, I think it's something 21, all right? But the correct answer is not 120, it's 60, because he asked her about the rates. She told him that it's 300 for the 3 days, 1 to 3, and only and 120 for a single day. But for students, they get a 50% discount, and this means that they only have to pay $60 instead of 120. Of course, she also said $60 and 150 for 3 days. Okay, I really apologize for this mistake, but hopefully you can get back to the first session, in fact, and take a look at it and see it correct. Okay? Book 9, session 1, text 1. I'm going to play the recordings now, a recording that corresponds to section 1. By the way, please remember that, here we are, I'm just going to remove instructions here and there, and
Cambridge IELTS 9 by University of Cambridge ESOL examinations, published by Cambridge Net to transfer your answers to an answer sheet.
Now, of course, at the beginning of the test, when they say lots of things like whatever, this examination consists of 4 sections and the 40 questions, you should transfer your answers. Remember to read section 4, not section 1. Section 4, right? And then we read section 1 when the example is being mentioned. Never forget this. All right? This is something that is never being taught in an official IELTS course because it's a bit less than legal. All right? But of course, no one will penalize you or send you to prison or remove you from the test at least, okay, if you turn to section 4 instead of section 1. All right? It's what I call legal cheating. غش مسموح به. All right? So let's cheat and read section 4. Of course, I have section 4, but later on, but let's just stick to section 1 for now.
Test is in 4 sections. At the end of the test, you will be given 10 minutes to transfer your answers to an answer sheet. Now turn to section 1. Section 1. You will hear a man phoning to inquire about a job vacancy. Minutes to transfer your answers to an answer sheet. Now turn to section 1.
This is the point where you turn to section 4. Alright? It's very likely that they will not allow you to open your booklet until the recording tells you to do so. When you turn to section, or when she asks you to turn to section 1, you turn to section 4. Alright? Please excuse me here. Of course, I'm going to skip
section 1.
This part until the example is being mentioned.
Here a man, yes, good, has been written in the space.
Okay, this is
you will see.
Okay, the moment she says you will see there is an example and so on, you immediately turn back to section 1 and read the questions that are required for answering. All right? I hope you had listened, all right, to which of the questions need to be read.
But there is an example that has been done for you. On this occasion only, the conversation relating to this will be played first. Good evening, King's Restaurant.
Oh, good evening. I'm ringing about the job I understand you have vacant.
Oh, yes.
This is the example.
The job vacancy is at a restaurant, so a restaurant has been written in the space. Now we shall begin. You should answer the questions as you listen, because you will not hear the recording a second time.
I am writing some notes.
Listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 4.
Remember, don't forget to write some small scratch notes here and there. You're looking for a number here near bus stop, so place. Right? Maybe work in the executive or sales or something branch. Right? Sales, exec, okay, admin, or something like that. Or maybe just a place, a location branch, and so on. Now, I'm going to play the recording. You have to solve questions 1 to 4. Please bring out a piece of paper and then write questions 1 to 4. I am going to also put a circle around questions 1 to 4 so that you remember where they are. This is something you must do as well. please, if the box is a bit... Alright. So, I'm going to first start the recording now. Ready? Let's go.
Good evening, King's Restaurant.
Good evening. I'm ringing about the job I understand you have vacant.
Oh, yes.
I'd like to find out a few more details, if I may.
Yes, of course. Can I take your name?
It's Peter Chin.
Okay, Peter. Well, if you want to ask about the job, and then if we're both still interested, we could arrange for you to come for an interview.
Great, thanks. I'm afraid I missed the advert for the job, but heard about it from a friend.
That's no problem at all. What would you like to know?
Well, what sort of work is it? Washing up?
It's answering the phone.
Oh, right, fine.
And not waiting at tables.
That'd be good. And how many nights a week would it be?
Well, we're really only busy at the weekend.
So 2 nights?
3, actually, so it would work out at 12 hours a week.
That'd be fine. It wouldn't interfere with my studies.
Are you at the university?
Yes, first-year physics student.
Oh, right.
And because I'm not an EU national, would I need a work permit?
Yes, you would. Just get your tutor to sign it.
That wouldn't be a problem if I were to get the job. Where exactly is the restaurant?
Well, we have 2 branches. The one we're recruiting for is in Hillsdon Road.
I don't know that. How do you spell it, please?
It's HILLSDUNNE Road.
Got that. Thanks. Is it near a bus stop?
Yes, the nearest one would probably be just beside the library.
Oh, yes, I know it. That'd be fine for me. And could I ask about the pay?
We're offering £4.45 an hour.
That's very good. My last job was £3.95 an hour.
Okay, so next to the library. Alright, I hope I can remember. And the pay is $4.45 an hour. Okay, remember, pay attention to this sign. Pounds. If pound is already written in the answer sheet, in the place here, do not type this. No. Do not type the dollar sign or something. I'm just going to use this as a replacement. Alright? So don't type the sign. This is absolutely wrong. Okay? And one of the small problems that I faced while explaining this to my students is that some of them were confused by the 4, which is the number of the question. Alright? So they only wrote...
What sort of work is it? Washing up?
It's answering the phone.
They only wrote the small number 45 and left 4. $45 an hour, that's an incorrect one. Let's check the answers again.
Oh, right, fine.
And not waiting at tables.
That'd be good.
Of course, the first one is answering the phone and not waiting at tables.
And how many nights a week would it be?
Well, we're really only busy at the weekend.
So 2 nights?
3, actually, so it would work out at 12 hours a week.
That'd be fine. It wouldn't interfere with my studies.
Are you at the university?
Yes, first-year physics student.
Oh, right.
And because I'm not an EU national, would I need a work permit?
Yes, you would. Just get your tutor to sign it.
That wouldn't be a problem if I were to get the job. Where exactly is the restaurant?
Well, we have 2 branches. The one we're recruiting for is in Hillsdon Road.
I don't know that. How do you spell it, please?
It's HILLSDUNNE Road.
Got that.
Do not forget to write road in your answer. Alright? Hillsdon alone is not correct. It's Hillsdon Road branch. Okay? Many of my students made that mistake.
Thanks. Is it near a bus stop?
Yes, the nearest one would probably be just beside the library.
Oh, yes, I know it. That'd be fine for me. And could I ask about the pay?
We're offering £4.45 an hour.
That's very good. My last job was £3.95 an hour.
Okay? Now they'll not pause the recording, but the conversation will stop and give you a chance to read 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so just hills. Alright, Hillsdon Road. I really hope you can read the text. Yeah, it's clear. Now, let's continue.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 5 to 10.
Awkward pause. Of course, you can skip this part.
Yes, we think so.
For food.
And we also offer...
Right. Now, of course, the pause.
Now listen and answer questions 5 to 10.
Of course, I will try to stop the recording, or I'll try to skip these pauses to save time of the lesson, of the recording myself. Let me just check something. Please just excuse me for a moment. Now, I hope you have already read the text. And then continue.
We feel it's pretty good, and we also offer some good fringe benefits.
Really?
Well, we give you a free dinner, so you eat well.
Right. Better than hostel food.
We certainly hope so. And we also offer extra pay for working on national holidays.
Oh, that's a really good perk, isn't it?
Yes, we think so. And then because of the difficulties of getting public transport, if you're working after 11 o'clock, we drive you home.
Oh, that's good to know.
Well, we'd certainly be interested in inviting you for an interview, if you're still interested.
Oh, yes, certainly. Could I just also ask what qualities you're looking for?
Well, for this particular job, we want a clear voice, which you obviously do have.
Thanks.